Hey everyone, it's time for another Death Battle reaction video. And today we have Prince Zuko taking on Shoto Todoroki. This is a battle between Avatar, The Last Airbender, and My Hero Academia. So it's Nickelodeon and anime. Now, I know these two shows, so let me just go in the briefer. Prince Zuko, the exiled prince of the Fire Nation, mainly for, let me say, insubordination to his father, Ozai. Didn't go well. But then again, I mean, you asked for it, Ozai. I mean, he's also a firebender. He has the scar over the right eye. And no, it wasn't the left. It was the right eye. It was the left eye. Shoto was, I think, yeah. Shoto was also the left eye. But in either case, the right eye still shines. Shows that they're recessive in the left. No, I'm kidding. But they have been scarred. Zuko done in by his father Ozai. Um, Shoto done in by his mother, who had the ice quirk. And basically, but I mean, who do I feel more sympathy to? I want to say I would feel more sympathy towards Zuko than I am to Shoto. Mainly for the fact that Shoto, uh, I mean, Shoto's mother had been raped by Endeavor, in spite of All Might, because he was number two, All Might's number one, and he feels like, okay, how about I create a baby, and that way he can take down your ass. That's how I see it. Right? I mean, if I wanted to go by Pokemon logic, I would go with Zuko because he's got better control over the fire, and he can actually conduct lightning. You can't really do that with Shoto, and with Shoto's ice abilities, that might actually hurt Shoto more than it would Zuko. So let me give you the whole parameter that the disclaimer that I have no ownership over Rooster Teeth or Death Battle. This is merely an entertainment video. But like I said, I'm going to go with Zuko over Shoto. So let's begin.
All those cool anime heroes out there, there's bound to be plenty with angsty daddy issues.
You mean like you?
Don't be silly, Wiz. I'm not an anime character.
That's true.
Like Prince Zuko, the fire-bending hunter of the Avatar, the Last Airbender.
And Shoto Todoroki, the prodigal son of fire and ice from My Hero Academia.
This should be good.
Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
Okay, so it is going to be sprites. It's not going to be 3D.
Water, earth, fire, air.
Art!
4 elemental nations once coexisted.
Kidding.
Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, the cranky old Fire Lord went and conquered basically the whole world.
Chosen!
Years later, the equally powerful Master of Fire, Ozai, continued that tyranny. And he believed his rule would one day pass to either his daughter, Azula, or his son, Zuko.
Yeah, Fire Dad was way too ego crazy for that. He drove Azula mad, even though he did clearly favor her. Poor little Zuko gets screwed over from the beginning.
Yikes.
Can you imagine your dad saying that while your sister was born lucky, you were just lucky to be born?
I can't imagine my dad saying anything.
I was lucky to be born.
Right. Well, despite this, Zuko was desperate to prove himself.
Age 91.
But he's screwed up.
Well, I guess the age.
Big boy meeting. So naturally, his dad took him aside, sat him down, and taught him the importance of respect for others.
No.
Oh wait, just kidding. He burned his friggin' face up.
And Agni Kai.
With his new scar came a new mission. Zuko would hunt down the elusive Avatar, the one threat to his nation's
Avatar
rule,
A.
to prove himself to his father and regain his honor.
Which is just a nice way of saying he was banished so he could never come back.
He was exiled.
Just like my dad didn't.
Though, frankly, Zuko did have the talent and training he needed to capture someone even as powerful as the Avatar.
Yeah, right. He's a fighting pro. The dude's strong enough to shatter metal chains with a kick. He's super skilled with martial arts, dual swords, and, oh yeah, firebending.
As a firebender, Zuko harnesses the light of the sun to summon flames from.
So it comes from the sun to him.
Fire remains a light in an area that's not too cold. He can manipulate or bend it to his will.
I mean, if I had to pick between swirling water around, tossing a few rocks, or farting hot air all the time, I would definitely go with firebending.
No, I fart the hot air. I fart the hot air. Okay, I go farting. I fart a lot.
Firebending can be used to heat objects, melt through ice prisons, and even defy gravity.
So this actually helps my idea that it's going to be Zuko or Shoto.
Well, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law.
Thank you.
Creating a rapid
Thank you, Isaac Newton.
An inch or so away from the palm, the air in between the hand and fire is launched toward the user, thereby creating propulsion.
Yeah, firebending.
So it's like jetpacks.
Creating fire. It's about creating a bunch of it. So Zuko can make large, long-lasting walls of flame to protect himself and keep enemies at a distance. That stuff's hot, you know. Yeah.
That is for sure. And as a matter of fact, Aang did burn.
Up my arm to replicate the technique.
Anyway, yeah, Aang did burn Katara because of it. And you know he didn't want to do firebending after that.
As just pointing and shooting. Firebenders fuel their flames with their own breath. Using it at all requires a fierce understanding of martial arts.
What are you trying to do, the Macarena?
Zuko's favorite form.
That song is 30 years old. Let's not talk about that.
It's a Chinese martial art that's all about agility, wide stances, and aggressive attacks. A perfect mix of speed and strength.
This.
Why?
You're a glutton for punishment, Boomstick.
Like Zuko can generate is extremely hot, capable of melting through a cast iron door hot. This would need to be over 1,200 degrees Celsius.
And while Sozin's comet was boosting his powers, Zuko's uncle Iroh blasted apart the giant outer wall of Ba Sing Se. There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Right.
Until Iroh comes a knocking. I mean,
come on, I respect Iroh. Give Iroh respect. Come on.
Between me and my dad.
Even without Sozin's comet, which only appears once every 100 years, Zuko has more than enough firepower to level a building. That's no laughing matter for any person or building.
He's even quick enough to catch lightning and use his fire powers to redirect it wherever he wants it to go. Kapow! Suck it, Dad! Oh, shoot, wait, did he just shoot his dad with lightning?
Yes, he did.
Zuko's quest for the Avatar led him down a different path than he expected. Inspired by his kind uncle and the Avatar himself, he joined the heroes on a new journey. One of self-discovery.
Yeah, it turns out he didn't need his dad's approval after all. He just needed to approve himself. Now that's character development.
Zuko
that is.
Had a heated redemption arc. And now that he's the Fire Daddy, Lord,
no, yeah.
Fire Lord,
thank you.
His honor keeps burning brighter.
You're crushing on Zuko.
What? No.
Yeah, you are. It's okay.
Yeah, he's got Mai. Zuko's got Mai as his wife, so we're all good. We're all good.
Welcome to a world where the supernatural is natural, where more than 80% of the population possesses superhuman ability.
You know, I've had my own superhero in mind. If you want me to talk about it, I mean, I can talk about it outside of the chat. Maybe a live version if you want some.
His reputation were incredible, a true symbol of peace for everyone. That is, everyone except the hero perpetually stuck at rank number 2.
Endeavor.
That's Endeavor, and he vowed to surpass All Might, but his literal firepower was just never enough.
But if he couldn't do it himself, he would vicariously through his own
He's the incarnate of burning rage.
Quirk marriage.
Basically, he paid a family off to get a wife with an ice quirk and pumped out kids until he got the right quirk combo. Gross. Feel like I need a shower.
Yeah, I mean, Endeavor raped his wife
Shoto
to make Shoto.
Half cold, half hot. Literally, right side's ice like his mom, and left side's fire like his dad.
Endeavor quickly separated young Todoroki from his supposedly lesser siblings, ruthlessly training him to become the most powerful hero in history.
I mean, why?
Things didn't go so well. He drove Shoto's mom totally insane until he broke.
Pouring boiling water on
Yeah.
her son's left side, because it reminded her too much of him.
Okay.
I get it.
Super heavy for a
cartoon
about superpowers.
I mean, Endeavor ruined her life.
Todoroki never truly fell for his father's disgusting manipulation. He
No.
attended UA High School, a hero academy, and work to use his power for good.
But just his mom's power. Why use fire when you can stick it to the man?
Yeah.
The man being big scary fire dad over there.
I mean,
Notice his facial hair is made of fire?
well, he's called Endeavor for a reason.
On his right side, Todoroki can summon intense bouts of cold, freezing the air or even creating massive
He tries to numbify his left side.
And like a good edgy teen, Shoto named this super expert something badass. Heaven-piercing ice wall! Oh, you can just taste the self-loathing.
Yeah.
He can create sheets of ice to slide on or propel himself forward as if riding a Healy. While he can't manipulate the ice after he's launched it, he has extremely precise control over its initial release. He can even freeze opponents so thoroughly that they are frozen both inside and out, effortlessly causing collapses and shattering body parts.
Cryogenesis?
That's so dark. It's chilling.
Really?
About having a cold shoulder.
But Todoroki has a problem. While he is highly resistant to cold, he's not immune.
Here I am. Guess I'll die.
Oh, I won't be needing you this time, dummy.
Can you enjoy?
Casting too much ice from his right side will cause
So
the
it's
body
bad.
temperature to drop until he falls unconscious, potentially even suffering frostbite.
I mean, it takes freezing an entire building before side effects.
This guy needs great training.
So it's not up. Why'd you even make this stupid robot?
That's why Endeavor chose to mix ice with fire. See, he had the same problem with his own fire quirk, but with cold and hot combined, they could counter each other's weaknesses.
Thankfully, Shoto made a friend who helped show him that his fire wasn't his father.
Deku.
You tell him, Deku. Finally, the full power of Icy Hut was unleashed. And you think you could help my back? Just hurts carrying the show.
I got the formula for you.
Fire, given his lack of experience with it, this half of his quirk is identical to Endeavor's. His fire is hot enough to melt Tetsu Tetsu, whose body can turn to steel, which means it can reach temperatures over 1600 degrees.
He can blast fire like a raging inferno, or walls of flame to block off areas, and use his evil dad's signature technique, flash fire.
Flash fire is a method of compressing flame under super hot temperatures, or releasing it in a single strike. Endeavor can also shape his fire, use it to cling to walls, and fly.
But even if he is a huge dick, Endeavor was kinda right. Fire and ice combined put both quirks at their best. Shoto is one of the best in his class, taking hits from a tank like Deku, fighting top-tier foes like Stain, and keeping up with classmates like Bakugo and Tokoyami, who can block Kaminari's electricity.
And while he's often criticized
1.3 million volts,
of his quirk, Todoroki is incredibly smart and a quick thinker, reading and setting traps for his opponents in the blink of an eye.
Oh boy. I might be wrong then.
He finally patched things up with his mom, and somehow even inspired his dad to try and be a better person. What a nice story. I wish it could inspire my dad too. Not Mama, though. She's already perfect.
Well on his way to becoming a successful hero, Shoto Todoroki no longer fights in spite of his father, but for himself in the sake of others.
I'll be a hero.
Okay, let's talk about this death battle, for instance. I was wrong to say that, I was leaning to believe that it was going to be Zuko for this one, but I could be wrong and say that it will be Shoto. Shoto is smarter, he can last traps, but now I'm going right back and forth, because Zuko can actually melt the ice, but he might not be hot enough in order to beat Shoto. So, Shoto may win this if he goes into the fire mode that he's got. Which means that, he could be hot enough to burn anything. Now I'm sounding ridiculous, because now I'm thinking it's going to be Shoto instead of Zuko, when I said it was going to be Zuko instead of Shoto. But at the same time, I'm actually thinking that, with the traps that he can set, he actually burns hotter than Zuko. So I'm willing to say that with the whole fire and ice thing, Shoto has what it takes. Maybe that ice is not going to last with Zuko, but that fire may be what burns Zuko to cinders. But I think we're to see it with the death battle coming up right about now. So, I'm going to say Shoto over Zuko. Okay, Zuko's practicing. I also think that Zuko think Shoto is finite.
A villain? Pay for that.
No, wait. I'm not the bad guy here. I mean, not anymore.
Your actions say otherwise.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'll prove I'm better than both of you.
Wipe that out.
What's the matter? Melting under pressure?
So they're both using their fire abilities pretty well. But like I said, there's that trap using the ice to escape. So which one has the advantage? I want to see. I mean, as far as fire goes, they're both pretty good. Uh oh. I've been piercing ice wall. Not the cabbages!
My cabbages!
Never intended to finish you with fire. It's over.
I wouldn't be so sure. I was getting
I
frostbite.
don't care how much power you have. I know who I am. I will win!
Oh, he sounds sure of himself. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's stuck. This is it.
I'm the firework! I will win this for my honor!
Wait, fire roar? Was that a fire dragon's roar? Did Zuko go Natsu? Ah, never mind. Pierce. He's gone. And that's it. Shoto.
Okay, talk about cool as hell. That was epic.
Yeah.
Breathing here. Both Todoroki and Zuko held solid advantages over the other. Zuko's martial arts, athleticism, and lightning-fast reflexes meant that if he could get close to Todoroki, he could likely end the fight pretty quick.
Yeah.
But Shoto's no slouch. The guy may be better at long range, but he's been in scraps before. Like with the super fast, super deadly hero killer Stain. And with all that ice popping up everywhere and his own super sliding and boosting skills,
Yeah.
it made it hard for Zuko to get close for long.
Plus, the speed difference wasn't all that drastic. Todoroki's
Was it?
fellow student Tokoyami's Dark Shadow blocked Kaminari's electricity after it had been fired. Quirks are not magic, and there are very few ways for electricity to travel through the air. Lightning is essentially an ionized path that electricity travels through. Kaminari's quirk must use the same method.
Dark Shadow blocked Kaminari. Bakugo dodged Dark Shadow, and Todoroki can match Bakugo in fight. Bada bing, bada boom. That's lightning fast reflexes, baby.
That's for sure.
He certainly had more control over fire. Todoroki could easily repel his firebending with his own flame, not to mention the clear difference in temperature.
Yeah.
Zuko may be skilled with fire, but he's not immune to it. Nor did he have any reliable counter for fast and massive ice attacks.
That's true.
You don't even need to bust out the calculator for this one, Wiz. That
Really?
stadium is circled by a 4-kilometer trail. That's huge. And the defense wall covered almost half of it in less than a second. Zuko didn't have that kind of power spread.
Yes,
No.
I know fire melts ice, but not instantly when it comes to gigantic glaciers. Plus, firebending becomes much more difficult in cold temperatures. Sure, Zuko's melted through ice prisons before, but only ones where he could still move or at least breathe. Remember, firebending requires breath and movement.
Ah.
When Azula was trapped in an ice prison so compact she couldn't move or breathe, she was helpless.
Like, Shoto could just freeze over Zuko's insides anyway. No way he was surviving that.
No.
Zuko might have been an admirable bender and a thorough fan but Todoroki's
Boomstick? What are you thinking?
versatile defense and incredible power were just too much to handle.
Zuko, for success, but his opponent Shoto put him on ice.
Really?
It's Shoto Todoroki.
Even with Haysex!
Thanks for watching this episode of Death Battle.
Hey, Chad!
Expect to see previews of our upcoming matchups. If you want to watch more stuff, you can click the boxes right around here. You can always pick up some TV merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
Okay, so what do we have next time? What do we have in 2 weeks? The Flash? The Flashback. Sonic! Sonic's back for a third match? Oh, Archie Sonic. Huh. So let me get this straight. We're gonna go to Archie's Sonic, not the we're not going to go to the original Sonic the Hedgehog. We're just going to go right to Archie's Sonic. I mean, this is the Flash's second death battle. Sonic's, I want to say Sonic's third death battle. I mean, he would be the fifth with Leonardo, Wonder Woman, Batman, and what was there was another. Anyway. Let's go back to this death battle. I will want to say that the Flash could beat Sonic, Archie Sonic, or any Sonic. Does that matter? He's much faster. But anyway, back to this death battle. I was convinced that because I was won by the Pokemon algorithm where fire beats ice, I wasn't really calculating the whole timing of it all. And I forgot about that last battle between Katara and Azula, where Katara froze everything around. Froze everything around Azula to where she can't attack. But in this case, I was actually wrong, but at the same time, I admit. But at the same time, it's like I was certain. But yeah, I was cold that time. Real cold. So, what more is there to say? See you in 2 weeks for Archie Sonic being outrun by the Flash.